fact, another 1 hour long ASMR video. It's so funny because I'm always like, dang, my 1 hour videos never ever really do all that well, but I always feel like I want to do that. I love making long content, like almost like no edit style of videos, and tonight we're doing that, and we're just straight talking sports, not just basketball, not just NFL, not just baseball, not just this, not just that, just sports in general. So if you're a sports fan, that's probably why you clicked on this video, and you're going to be watching this video until you fall asleep, asleep. So if you do end up liking this video, I highly recommend you like the video before you fall asleep, or even like the video so it's saved somewhere, so you can come back and watch other parts that you haven't seen yet. See, it's a good idea. Or comment down below if you like this idea, other topics you would like to see on another one of these, if I should do one, or maybe a different topic for an entire themed video. Like I should do a movie one, a video game one, something like that. It could be a lot of fun. But tonight's video, we have sports. It's going to be tonight's video is going to be 3 parts. It's going to be NFL football, of course, because tonight, as you're watching this video, is Sunday. Also doing basketball, and then the last part of it is going to be baseball, MLB playoff talk. So yeah, it's going to be current events according to when I posted this video. But I'm also just going to be doing whisper rambles about just the sport in general, just what I think about it, things going on, yada yada yada. And I think that's everything. And if in the next video, if you guys want me to do a football slash soccer, add that into the mix. Any other sports out there you guys want me to look into, hockey, anything like this you guys want me to talk about for other upcoming videos, again, give this video some love. Let me know down in the comments, get some interaction, and we'll do more. So I think that is everything. Again, I can really take my time with these videos because it's an hour long and you're only here because you probably want to sleep. So let's just get started. I would usually cut the video right there and sort of start my next little spot, but don't need to do that in one of these videos. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is do NFL talk. Of course, it is NFL Sunday. Let's go on to do maybe predictions for games. Now, of course, it's going to be going up on Sunday evening-ish, so some of the games are going to be done and over with. And then maybe, since we have an hour, maybe I'll go into next Sunday's games as well and talk about those, how I feel about teams, my Super Bowl prediction still, yada yada yada. I think it's a good place to start. If someone wants to put timestamps on when the football starts, when the basketball starts, when the baseball starts, that'd be very helpful if you watch this entire video. Okay, let's go on to NFL. And of course, the first thing that pops up when I look on this calendar was in fact of the game that already happened this week on October 6th. That would be the infamous Colts and Broncos game, which may go down in history as maybe one of the worst games in recent football history, which is pretty crazy. I understand why I didn't watch the game. I don't have Amazon Prime, but I think you can watch these games on Twitch. If you have Twitch, I think sometimes they show them on there. I still didn't watch the game. I don't really follow, obviously, football like as before all that much, but I also just don't really watch, the Broncos or the Colts. I kind of wish I watched this game, but I also kind of happy I didn't, because man, this offensive game was just terrible. And if you're surrounding yourself in somewhat of the NFL life, you know about the absolute memeage that's coming out of this game, especially coming from the Broncos side. And especially coming from a once apparently great quarterback in Russell Wilson, which is pretty crazy. The score of the game was 12-9. The game also went to overtime, which was also, I guess, pretty excruciating to watch, which is pretty sad. There were a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 field goals kicked in this game, and those were the only points that were ever put up on the board. 0 up, a goose egg of a game for touchdowns. One thing I wanted to take a look at was QB rating, and Russell Wilson. Actually, let's do Matt Ryan's QB rating was a 60, which, if you know anything about QB ratings, like, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Russell Wilson's was a 54 though, which that is just in the times I've looked at stats for football, that is the lowest QB rating I've seen. Again, I don't follow football that much, but it's the lowest I've ever seen. That's pretty crazy, not gonna lie. He did throw for 274 yards. Matt Ryan threw for 250, if that means anything. It was just a pretty bad game, and if you saw, I think the last play of the game for, I guess, the Broncos to win, Russell Wilson had a receiver wide open for the win and didn't see him, which is pretty crazy. Now, I understand football is football. It's a human with the ball in his hand. He was looking left. He was on the right side. I understand how you probably just didn't see him, but as a quarterback who is a Super Bowl winner, getting paid, $40 million a year, you think he'd have some sort of awareness on, like, not just like super targeting one side. You gotta look at your options, and he missed a pretty big option there. And it was really funny seeing the Richard Sherman clip of him screaming about, if you're that close, just run the ball. Run the ball. If you're having a bad game, run the ball. Which is kind of funny because on, the line of a touchdown on the Super Bowl against the Patriots, he also threw the ball when he probably should have ran it. And in this case, he probably also should have ran it, which is kind of ironic. Anyways, the Broncos right now they're like 2 and something, aren't they? Let me see. They're 2-3, which is pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. And then the Colts are 2-2 and 2, right? I mean 2-2 and 1. Where are they? Colts. Yeah, 2-2 and 1. They have a tie, which is kind of crazy. I remember seeing a lot of things pop up on the Broncos being even some Super Bowl contenders at the start of the year, in which I guess they still are. But man, this is a very shaky start to a team that probably should be in a lot better position than what they are. And because they definitely should have won the game against Seattle, and they definitely should have won this game. So that's kind of tough. Not gonna lie, you're losing these easy. No offense to the fan bases of these teams, but these easy games you should be winning. It's kind of tough. Not gonna lie. Again, I didn't watch this game, so I can't really talk a lot about it. But Russell Wilson is might need to take a little look at himself and see what's going on there. Anyways, going through the list of games that went on today already, which, by the way, the Giants and Packers game that's on, or at least was on today, for me on the West Coast, starts at 6:30 in the freaking morning. Are you kidding me? 6:30 in the morning to watch the Packers and Giants game, which is a good game. They're both 3-1 right now. Both teams are playing pretty fire. this game that might sort of sway my decision there, but I might pick Minnesota. Again, these games have already been done with before, so you guys already know the outcomes of these games. I'm just going through them kind of quickly, really fast. The Chargers and the Browns. I'm going to say the Chargers sort of pick up their pace. I think the Chargers get a W here. I think the Chargers finally sort of flick that switch up and they start winning some games. I think they do win this game against Cleveland. Dolphins and the Jets. Taking the Dolphins. I don't. No offense. I'm not going to buy into the Dolphins hype just yet. So far, the Dolphins are 3-1. The teams they did beat, though, were the Patriots, the Ravens, and the Bills. All really good teams. Really solid teams. Patriots, you could argue, but yes, very, very solid teams, all of them. And, man, I have a feeling this is going to be like the Arizona Cardinal team of last year, where a team is just going to be starting off super fiery and then probably will start to dwindle out as the year goes on. No offense to the Cardinals of last year, but that's just kind of how it happened for them. I think the Dolphins will probably be the same thing. I think once teams start getting into, crunch time mode, playoff time mode, I think we'll start seeing some things change here and there, but they probably win this game as well. Tua's playing really good. That whole team is playing extremely well, which is good because the Dolphins they need some hype. They need some good football that's happening now, which is pretty fun. The Falcons, Buccaneers, picking the Buccaneers, even though the Falcons are also 2-2, which is pretty surprising, but the Buccaneers are still the Buccaneers. We got the Lions and the Patriots. Patriots are 1-3 right now, kind of struggling this year, even though a lot of people were picking them to sort of be like a little hurrah team this year. Then we have the Lions. For some reason, a lot of Lions TikToks have been popping up on my feed for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of interesting, but maybe that's a sign. Maybe that is a sign. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Lions to win. That must have been a sign, right? I keep having, for some reason, like Jared Goff, like TikToks pop up all the time on my feed. I don't know why. Maybe because they know I'm like a Rams fan, even though I'm not like a big fan of the Rams, but kind of interesting. Maybe I'll pick them for the upset. Seahawks and the Saints. Let's see. Man, the Saints have a lot of injuries, man. That's pretty tough. Let's see. The spread is actually bets on Seattle. Not bad. But so far, total win, the money line, going to the New Orleans Saints. Sorry, brain fart. I also kind of like the Saints on this one. The Seahawks never really play all that great on away games, so I think they take the L here. The Bills and Steelers taking the Bills. Bills are Super Bowl contenders. The Texans and the Jaguars. I'll pick the Jaguars to win, also because they're home. Titans and the Commanders. I'll take the I'll take the Titans on that one. I'm not gonna pick the Commanders. 49ers, Panthers, taking the 49ers. The 49ers are also a very, 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 very sneaky team this year. Very excited to see that offense can finally match up with that crazy, crazy defense that the 49ers have. I'm really trying to hope for that. Right now, the 49ers are the number one team in points allowed in the NFL, averaging at 11, which is pretty crazy. And yards allowed as well. They are also first. So, probably argue the best defense in the NFL, which is pretty good. Cowboys and the Rams. This is going to be a game I will be watching kind of nervously, because if you know, the Rams right now are struggling. They are not looking like the returning Super Bowl champions. They are 2-2 right now. But I will be taking them to win this game, even though right now the Rams are 29th in points. That's really bad. Points per game, 29th at 17 points. That's pretty terrible. And then their points allowed, their defense, which is what they were kind of known for last year, but also last year they had great offense, but their defense this year is 18th in points allowed. Eagles hype, definitely as well. Just like with the Miami Dolphins, but unlike with the Dolphins, the Bills, I think the only thing they lost to were the Bengals, who were the team that went to the Super Bowl last year. They have a lot of good wins. Eagles beat the Lions, the Vikings, the Commanders, and the Jaguars, so, 2 of those teams are pretty even, and then you have the Commanders who are kind of a wishy-washy team, and even the Jaguars are as well, so it's like, sure, you're undefeated. And then you have the Cardinals who are also kind of a wishy-washy team, and you have Dallas after that, and the Steelers, and the Texans, and the Commanders again, and the Colts. Like, I don't want to say they've had an easy schedule, but that's a pretty easy schedule, but good on them for being undefeated. I think they still stay undefeated. I think they beat the Cardinals. Hopefully I don't jinx them. Hopefully. And then the Bengals and the Rams play for the Sunday night game, which is a game that you should be, if you are watching this live, you should have been watching alongside this video. Dang, I think I'm going to take the Ravens to win that game. The Bengals are a good team. They just don't look the same as well as they did last year. Kind of the same thing with the Rams. Right now, the money line is actually on the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game. 61% of the people who have betted on this game are betting on the Bengals. Interesting. Yeah, I can see why. I mean, also the Baltimore Ravens are such a wishy-washy team. Like, they are so up and down. Sometimes they look like Super Bowl contenders. Sometimes they look like, a mid-pack team. It's very wishy-washy for them for a lot of the time. But I think I'm gonna stick with the Ravens there. And then the Monday night game is the Ravers. Technically, they are the Ravers because they're in Las Vegas, but it's the Raiders against the Chiefs. And no duh, I'm picking the Chiefs. The Chiefs are they the best team in football? I mean, of course, you could just argue it being the Eagles because they are undefeated, and I think they still will be undefeated after tonight, as I'm recording this video on a Saturday. But I think them and the Bills are still the 1 and 2 for me, in my opinion. I think it does go Chiefs and Bills for me. Then after that, it's pretty tough. You can throw out a lot of names after that. You can still obviously throw out like, the Packers or the Buccaneers, like, because they have the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL. And of course, again, the Eagles this year, you never know. The Miami Dolphins, if they can keep this up, could definitely look like to be a Super Bowl contender. And then I think the Chargers will also sort of be in that conversation. I don't really think the Rams are sort of like a top dog, really. I wouldn't even really recommend it being like top 5, really, even. I think there's just a lot of the teams that are just playing better, that look better, that just function a little bit more, do a T than whatever the Rams are trying to do right now, which is kind of sad. But I mean, we all kind of know that the Rams were just like, they're buying a Super Bowl. They're buying a Super Bowl for this year. It reminds me a lot of when, obviously when the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, they sold everything to win a chip, and they did that, but they haven't been able to consistently put that up anymore. And I feel like the Rams are also going to be that same situation where, okay, you sold everything for a Super Bowl ring. That's awesome, but then, it's going to be a hard nosedive from here on out, kind of like how the LA Lakers are doing now. But we'll have to see. But really cool. Also, I don't know if I should leak this. I mean, if you're still watching this video, go for it. I have a very, 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 very big video planned in about 2.5, 3 weeks. I don't really know when it is on the day, but it's gonna be one of those videos where I'm really going to be like pushing. Like, it might be a video that I usually don't really ask for, like, oh hey guys, can you guys please give this video some love. I do it like a couple times a year for videos I really am like very passionate on, and this is going to be one of those videos. It does involve the NFL, and I'm really going to be needing your guys' push on that video, so just keep an eye out in the next 2 weeks or so. It's gonna be like a video where I feel I could really like 4th in total yards, 7th in passing yards, 11th in rushes, and 13th in yards per game. They're just good at everything. Actually, I kind of want to see where the Eagles are at in this sort of stat line as well. They are 4th in points, 9th in points allowed, 2nd in yards, 6th in passing yards, 5th in, wow, okay, wait. Man, the Eagles stats are actually really, they're 4th, 9th, 2nd, 6th, 5th, 3rd, and 1st in point differential, which is insane. They're pretty much, they are single digits in every sort of major statistical stat line stacked up in the NFL. I don't know, the schedule thing, it just scares me. The schedule scares me. The competition scares me. They do play in the upcoming weeks Green Bay, the Titans, the Giants, the Bears. That's a very tough 4-game stretch. They play Dallas and the Saints in New York. Man, they could. Wow. I mean, looking at this, they might only lose like 2-3 games the entire year. I'm going to be really watching out for the Eagles this year, and definitely in the playoffs, because I think they will make the playoffs this year just because of their strength of schedule. But they might be a team that might run into a very big opponent in the playoffs and just not play up to par, because, I mean, they run into like a Ravens, Chiefs, one of those upper echelon teams, ones that they're not really facing a lot in the regular season. We'll have to see how they go, but happy for the Eagles. Very, very cool. Jalen Hurts, I think he might be the MVP this year. But yeah, let's take a quick look into week 3, and let me pick a quick game to look out for. My favorite game of next week. Oh, duh, the Bills and the Chiefs. Oh my God, the Bills and the Chiefs play next week. Wow. Oh yeah, that's easy. Okay, we'll move on. That's gonna be the lock-on game, and then maybe like an underrated game. Broncos and Chargers could be fun. It just depends on how well the Broncos are doing. Or yeah, that could be a fun game. But yeah, for sure, the Bills and the Chiefs. That's crazy. Anyways, next, boom, nice little cut. Basketball talk. I know baseball is starting, but I kind of want to keep you guys around a little bit longer for just watching this video. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for baseball content, which, you know, I'm not that big of a baseball watcher, as you guys know. I do go to games. I did post a video of me going to a baseball game, which is pretty crazy because the Mariners did make the playoffs. But anyways, we'll keep that for later. But basketball, yes, I have been watching some of the NBA preseason, which has been fun. It's definitely been more interesting of a preseason. I think this might be the most games I've watched for a preseason ever, because there are so many good storylines in the NFL, in the NBA, that is going on right now. I can think of a couple. I think one of the really cool ones were, I think of course Zion's return and the Pelicans sort of being the new uprise, you could call them, in the NBA. I think that's actually really exciting because, I mean, when Zion did, you know, sort of come onto the NBA scene, he was viewed as the, I don't know, the most, you know, televised, broadcasted, hyped, you could even call it, player since LeBron James getting into the NBA, which is crazy to think about. But, I mean, looking back at it now, I think it is pretty important for the NBA for Zion to be, you know, that player. yikes. I mean, he moves pretty well. He looks sort of NBA ready. You can just really tell that the Nets don't really know what to do with him, and I don't think he really knows what to do with himself because, in Philadelphia he was the perimeter guy, which is kind of ironic to say that, but he was the perimeter guy. He was the ball handler. No one else on the team could really even handle the ball. Because before then, there was no Tyrese Maxey on the team. Now he's playing with guys like Katie and Kyrie who, really need the ball in his hand. And he's not playing with a big like Joel Embiid, where Joel Embiid always is in really great position. And no offense to Nicholas Claxton as a big, he just doesn't really provide that a lot. So you really have to provide a lot more to get a guy like Nicholas Claxton, to where he needs to be. They give a little bit more of the perimeter role to guys who obviously deserve it more, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So he is kind of now a defender. You can't even have him as the primary playmaker anymore because Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are just iso ball scorers, and you don't really need to get these guys shots. They get their own shots. So Ben Simmons is now just a glorified defender, which is kind of crazy. And you can say in a compact sort of role, that's okay. But when you're paying him like 35 mil, that's where it gets kind of tough to sort of have this argument. And I did my predictions on the the standings at the end of the year, and I had the Nets at around like a 7-8 spot because I do feel like their team is just not there. And I think also a lot of people are sort of like wiping away this past offseason where your two best players asked, not reported, not rumored, they literally told everyone, we don't want to play here, and yet they stayed. So I think that is going to take a little bit more of an effect on this team than people are taking a look at, in my own opinion. Could it be still fine? Yes. Could they still, after everything, still win a title? Absolutely. Their big three, if they play to their perfection, is probably the best big three in the NBA, but, a lot of ifs, ands, or buts in the scenario. Also, yes, I've been watching the Portland Trailblazers in their preseason games. Another reason why I've been watching a lot of preseason, because Portland obviously has a brand new team. It's, technically 3 new starters. Technically, you can say that. And then Dame is also coming back, so man, you can even technically say 4 new starters for this year. And then Yusuf Nurkic also was hurt last year. So this whole new starting 5 basically this year, which is wild to think about for this year. Their bench is also kind of new. And it's been interesting. The only team they've beaten so far in preseason is I think it was an Israeli team. I think came over here and we blew them out by like 30 points, which is good. You don't want to be the next Phoenix Suns team, but I like the roster. I think it's a good roster. You can definitely tell they're betting a lot on small ball, which Portland really has never really done before. They've always gone big. They've always had bigs. Now they have Yusuf Nurkic, who is their big 7 foot, but then they also have their backup center is like a 6'9", way deep down in the bench type of center in Drew Eubanks. So Portland's really betting on like guys even like Jeremy Grant to step up and play center, which is crazy. But again, in today's NBA, you look at the Warriors, Draymond Green playing center. Sometimes the Celtics even in the finals were playing a lot of small ball, a lot 6'9" guys at center. A guy like Jeremy Grant could technically play center. It's just one of those things where you kind of have to get used to it, especially the LA Clippers also, play sometimes Nick Batum at center, which is kind of wild to think about, but, we'll see how that goes. And, you kind of have to see where Anthony Simons is. Is he ready for that big step? I think so. I think he could be a 15 to 20 point per game scorer. Jeremy Grant so far in preseason has looked really good. He is easily the second best player so far on Portland, which is really cool to see. Dame he just looks way better than what he did last year. He actually looks like he is, a normal player now. Like last year, he looked like an absolute shell of himself, which is pretty bad. And of course, the new guys like Shaedon Sharpe, who almost threw a 30 bomb as a rookie in one of these games, which was pretty cool to watch. Shaedon Sharpe, I'm super high on. I kind of want to get a Shaedon Sharpe jersey, but usually when I get a jersey of a player, I feel like I jinx the player sometimes, so I don't really want to get one this early in his career. But I think he's special, man. I mean, he plays like he looks like a player, like a young all-star player. Like if you look at just rookie tape of guys like Zach LaVine and Paul George, and those scory wing type of players, he just follows in that type of footstep. And I think it's really cool that he also kind of I don't think it is cool, but I think it's nice that he did skip college, because now you just have this extremely moldable player that you can just literally teach him, tell him to do anything, and he will become that player, which I think is really special, because he has the talent to be anything. He could be the best defender on the team, he could be the best scorer on the team. He has really good vision already. He can be any player that you really want to mold him to be, because he doesn't know anything else, which is kind of cool, but also kind of scary. Anything else? I don't know. I did, like I said, do my standing predictions video, and I am still super high on the Denver Nuggets this year. I'm super high on the Clippers this year. Who else? Of course, the Warriors I'm always very high on, which, I guess we could talk about the Draymond situation, which I can see both sides of sort of the argument that's going on right now with the whole, this scenario was behind closed doors. Michael Jordan, fought Steve Kerr and punched him in the face. So, what's the difference? How is there a difference? We should know about this stuff. We can't judge what goes on a championship caliber team with all this heart and yada yada yada. And then you have the other, side group of people who are like, what the bleep is going on behind closed doors? How is this, seemed so normal in the Warriors organization, where if you look at the other players that are around, even the training staff around these two guys going at each other, no one even turned a cheek until finally the first punch was thrown. Even after the first shove, it seemed like, there wasn't even a quick reaction. The only quick reaction was Draymond's fist. That was the only quick reaction, which, I don't know, you could tell that the organization really was just used to Draymond and the way he acted, which is, again, something you can see both sides of. Good. You need a guy with a lot of heart. You need a guy who will, put people in their places, really keep the team motivated and mindset on the right goal. Other half, what the heck is this guy doing? Feeling the need to put his hands on another player, and not only another player, I mean, quite literally the future of the franchise. He is, people say the next Steph Curry of the franchise in another, 5-ish years, give or take. He will be the starting point guard for this team if he decides to stick around, which is a conversation to have now, if he will stick around, which I don't know. I think he will probably sign his extension, because he will get the most money doing that with the Warriors. And we did see that Tyler Hero got like a 130 $130 million contract, I think, this past offseason. And he's gonna probably want that plus more, maybe like 150, maybe. So I mean, if you ask me, I'm somewhere in the middle, which is kind of a dumb thing to say, but I do think we should have never known about this. I think whoever leaked that footage is a coward, is a weirdo, is someone who should never be working around sports ever in their life ever again, because that is super scummy to show something sort of that vulnerable. But also, what the heck is going on in these Warriors practices, in these Warrior altercations, where, you know, even the way they were talking to each other, apparently whatever they were saying seemed normal, and even the confrontation before the punch was thrown seemed normal. Sort of two things that you can sort of take out of this, and that's kind of where I stand. We should have never known about this in the first place, but also, you know, what's gonna happen with Draymond? I mean, I think, you know, if you're the Warriors, what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit Draymond out games? Like, probably not. Should they? Probably. Should he be fined? Absolutely. I mean, the NBA is a business. It's work. It's a work environment. You just punched your coworker in the face. Like, you just can't do that stuff. So I don't know. That's a crazy situation. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Draymond Green on the Lakers. Maybe they'll buy him out, or Portland, or the Celtics, or maybe even Jordan Poole sort of does a Kevin Durant and sort of says, you know what, guys, everything is fine, everything is kumbaya, signs the extension, or just asks to be traded, doesn't want to sign with the Warriors, refuses to sign with the Warriors, and just goes and be the number one option, number two option on a team, instead of having to wait for Steph Curry to retire. I don't know. Wednesday. Was that Wednesday? I think it was. Whenever their last playoff game was, they were down, I think, 4 runs, 5 runs, and then had a crazy comeback during the sort of second half of the game, and came back to win it 10-9, which that is a crazy score for a baseball game. I wish I could have been at that game live. You also had the Cardinals losing to the Phillies in their series, so Albert Pujols' career is over, which is crazy. I was never a big baseball fan growing up watching it, so I never really got to see his early St. Louis run. I only know about Albert Pujols because he did join the Angels, which is again my family's favorite team. So that's the only time I really got to watch Albert Pujols. So I never really got to really thrive in the greatness that was Albert Pujols. But after watching a lot of highlights and just like knowing about him a lot more, that's crazy. That's literally like that's one of the greats leaving the game, which is pretty wild to think about. Very sad, but hey, it is what it is. And then you have the Padres and the Mets series still going on, which, excuse me, as you guys are watching the video, is a game that's actually playing right now. And you guys know, since the Angels are so bad, I've been watching a lot more Padres games, and I've been sort of rooting for them a lot more. So hopefully they win. I don't know. The Mets are a really good team, but they've been really slacking as of lately at the sort of second half, or maybe even the second third of the year. So hopefully the Padres can win. If not, it doesn't matter. But the Mets are a super good team. And then the Guardians. Crazy. Yeah, the Guardians made it to the postseason for the first time in this new era, in the new Guardians era, against the Rays. So right now you have the Guardians going up against the Yankees, which GG for the Guardians. Good luck for you guys. You have the Mariners against the Astros. Again, GG. Good luck to the Mariners because the Astros are demons out there. They are a crazy talented team. Then you have the Phillies against the Braves. That should be actually a very competitive series. I'm very happy to see that one go down. And then you have the winners of the Padres and the Mets. And I think, I don't remember who they play actually. Let's see. It is the Dodgers. Oh, duh, the Dodgers. Yeah, GG to them as well. That's pretty tough. It would be really cool to see that the Padres play the Dodgers, of course. Two California-based teams go up against each other. But yeah, it's also just a GG. That's pretty rough. Not gonna lie. I will probably say, of course, I think every single team that had a bye are going to win their series. So I think the Yankees beat the Guardians. I think the Astros beat the Mariners. And I do think the Braves probably do beat Philly. The Braves are just a very good all-around team. They are 8th in batting averages, 3rd in runs, 8th in hits, 2nd in home runs, which is pretty crazy. Their ER is also 6th compared to Philly's 17th ranking, which is pretty bad. 2nd in strikes, which is pretty crazy. So, and they're 5th in runs against, while Philly is 14th. So again, they're just a very good average of a lot of different things. Atlanta is a pretty solid squad. So I'm picking them, and I'm also probably going to pick the Dodgers to beat whoever wins of the Padres or the Mets. I do think the Mets would just do better. Obviously, the Padres not being fully healthy and not having sort of all their best players makes that a big difference. And it's also just the LA Dodgers. They are just they are not only buying chances to win a championship, but they are doing it for the long haul. They could be contenders for the next 3 to 5 years. They are insanely talented. But then, who do I think will win it all? That's kind of tough. I think if I remember how the standings go, hold on, let me see something real quick. MLB playoffs bracket. Let me see something really quick. Yeah, so then after that, the Yankees would play the winner of Houston or Seattle. I think Houston should handle that pretty well. Seattle looked really good in their first game against the Blue Jays, but in their second game, they looked very stagnant. yeah, New York or Houston. That's gonna be crazy. We all know how Yankee fans feel against the Astro fans. Of course, a couple years ago, that whole debacle went on, which was pretty terrible for the league. And it's definitely one of those things where it wouldn't surprise me if either one of these teams won. I think the Yankees probably do win because they are just on a crazy, crazy good streak this year. They are just playing at, title contending sort of level. Not saying the Astros aren't, but I'll probably just give it to the Yankees there to make it to the final series. Then I already said Braves, and I think the Dodgers do win it out. I mean, if a team would sneak another team, it would probably be the Phillies against the Braves. Probably there would be the team to sneak a team. The Guardians, I couldn't find them beating the Yankees. Same thing with Seattle and the Astros. And the Mets or San Diego beating the Dodgers. I mean, if the Dodgers lose in this first round that they're playing in, that will just be wild. That would be wild. So I don't think that's going to happen. But I think the Mets probably do beat the Padres, and I do think the Dodgers beat the Mets. That would be a good, really, really good series to watch, though. The Mets can sort of play up to their par like they were at the beginning of the year. Then that would leave me the Dodgers and the Braves. I'm picking the Dodgers. A Dodger-Yankee final, which would be insane. That will probably be a series I do probably watch every single game, at least the last sort of parts of the game for every single game. Because obviously that's LA, New York. That's East versus West. That is, the big time dogs versus the big time dogs. So that would be a World Series to remember for sure. I don't want to miss out anything on that. And I'm really excited to see sort of Aaron Judge sort of step out and sort of try to be that number one guy. Sort of put his name in the hat of being the best player in baseball. Of course, we hear all the time of the players on my team, the Angels, with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, which I do think they probably are the best players in baseball, but their teams are dog duty. So I think Aaron Judge, if he does win it all this year and plays at a very high level, could really just be like, hey, I am not only a high level player, but I'm also on the best team in baseball. That could sort of win him over in a lot of different arguments. But after saying all that, I don't think that the Yankees are going to win all. I think I will probably pick the Dodgers. Now this could change after seeing the Dodgers play the winners of the Padres and the Mets. If they look beatable, if it goes to a Game 7, if, some things happen here or there, of course I'm not wishing out any team. I'll knock on wood really quick, but I don't think that will happen to any of the teams. But, yeah, the Dodgers are they're just dominant. They just look so well all around. It's actually insane. I kind of want to see their stats, actually, if I can. Oh, it's not going to give me them at all. Oh, I have to go all the way back. Give me a second really quick. The Dodgers are oh wow, they're not going to tell me the stats. Oh, dang it. Well, they're probably a top team in probably a lot of different sort of categories and stuff like that. I have to wait for the San Diego and Mets game to see the stat line. Let me take a look at the Yankees, though. The Yankees are 16th in average for their batting average, which is kind of weird, but they are also second in the MLB with 807 runs, with Cleveland only having about 700. They actually have 698, so that's a pretty big difference, not gonna lie. They are first in home runs, obviously due to Aaron Judge having an impact on that. They're just a really solid hitting team, very solid hitting team, especially home runs for sure. And I think the difference for them is going to be their pitching. If their fielding can keep up with a lot of with the other teams, I feel like that's going to be the big struggle, especially in the finals. If they go up against the Dodgers, who are just an extremely, sorry if you can hear that outside, an extremely, extremely good batting team. They're also just an all-around great team. So I think the Yankees do give them the best shot, but I think it does go to the LA Dodgers at the end of the day. Wow. was one of the most fun times I've ever had. Definitely on YouTube. It was a lot of fun talking with you guys and just hearing what you guys had to say. And I don't know, it was a lot of fun, and it made me feel a lot better than sitting at home and doing nothing. So thank you guys so much for being there. And if you do want to be there again, or if you're new to the channel, which a lot of you probably are, I'll be having, I guess, my first live stream with you on the 21st. I don't think it's going to be an ASMR live stream because it is going to be during the daytime, or at least the evening time. It's going to be really loud and people talking and neighbors and blah blah blah. So it's probably just going to be like a chill, vibey, Q&A, talking with me style of video. And for some of you, it might even be the first time you ever hear my voice, my real Jake voice. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So 21st live stream, probably during the evening-ish time, like 4 o'clock-ish, 7 o'clock-ish, somewhere in that sort of midday area. Be kind of nice. Anything else I can say? No, that's kind of it. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you so much for commenting down other ideas for videos and things like that. I cannot thank you enough. And yeah, I love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Love you, love you, I love you, love you, love you. And I'll be seeing you again in my next video very, 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 very soon. Which, by the way, I had someone ask me why that is my outro. That I'll be seeing you again on my next video very soon when